Hello and welcome to the 1990 series. My name is Amanda O'Shea, the Loving Life Coach from the Serendipity Experience. And I have with me today a dear friend, Miguel Navarro. Navarro.
Navarro.
Navarro. From Barcelona.
Wow.
From Barcelona, who lives in London. Miguel, welcome. And thank you for being part of this.
Well, thank you for inviting me to this talk, and yeah, I'm very honored for being part of this work that you are doing. So really,
it's been amazing because it's been great to get to know you over the last, I don't know how long, couple of years.
Yeah, I think I can have a proper account of the time, because it's the time that I've been sober. So
yes, of course.
1 year and 5 months today.
1 year and 5 months. So that's, and it was a pleasure to have been part of that journey with you. And you were a guest at Step One Recovery in Spain. And we had the honor of having you with us for 3 months.
Absolutely, 3 months. Yeah. Look, now it looks not so many time, but at the time, it was like that. Wow, just I didn't know it was gonna feel like so long. The time I was there, but it's a long time, 3 months.
And actually, you came in with a 3-month plan, which I think has been why your recovery has been. It's part of why your recovery has been, has gone so well, and you're doing so well. But sometimes people come in for normally it's minimum 2 weeks or 4 weeks, and that seems a huge commitment for people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds like, how could I be in here for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks? But seeing you, if you like, change over the 3-month period was really interesting. But having the honor to have seen you change over the last 14 months or so since you left has been where the real transformation has been.
It's been a real transformation in myself. Yeah, I lost completely the I don't know if I had it, my path in someday in my life, but I had some kind of path that I was like living in a kind of way that I was kind of happy. And at some point, addiction was really deep in me. And I lost completely my path. Like I was being a person that I never thought I was gonna be.
Yeah.
And I lost my body, I lost my mind, and also I lost everything around me, because I was not acting on any kind of principle that I was raised. And so yeah, just from in this year and a half, and still I'm working on it. So it's a good work to do,
Yeah.
to be aware of who you are, and try to understand you better, trying to understand the humans around you better. And I don't take it as I'm recovered, as I'm well, I'm taking it as a life, kind of lifestyle, like being more aware of everything. I love that. I love that. I because being aware means that I can enjoy more the world. And I don't think there is anything else that to enjoy the world around us. So if the more aware I can be, the less I am inside myself, the more I think I'm gonna enjoy life. So it's a good journey. It's a good work to do, like to be this kind of transformation. I don't think it's never gonna end. Because when you are ready to change, it's something that I was never ready to do. Like to change really. Now I'm finding easy, like to change in small things, and that sometimes it makes my life easier. Not only that, to change like leaving main addictions like cocaine, gambling, or alcohol that they were my addictions, changing in small things because I'm aware of that, and then I can change that, and then my life becomes a bit better.
Yeah. And it really it really has been that for you, you know, just first of all, these very unhealthy habits, the addictions, they dropped away because you were in a safe place, right? So you was in a treatment center where, you know, you weren't doing any of those things. But that's just the beginning, like you say, to have seen you wake up, if want for a better word, but to wake up to who you truly are, and the Miguel that I see now was still inside that other body. It was still the Miguel today was in there somewhere. It just
Yeah.
had got covered up with all of this stuff.
Well, I think you were one of the first persons that saw that, you know, because I really connected with you really fast. And for me, it was important because I came to the rehab with a lack of belief in humanity and all the values, and lack of belief that I could do, that love was important, you know. And the way that you explain things to me, and I started to feel like a bit more close to things that were inside me, but at that time, you know, I didn't have them, you know, like and I didn't want to use them because I thought they were meaningless, like I did it because it didn't work for me, and I thought that they didn't work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, you know, it is something about just seeing that behind every single human being is who they truly are, right? Who they truly are at their true core, at their true essence, and how easy it is for any of us to have gone down a path that just was like it's like a bombshell, right? Where, you know, we go down these paths and end up in situations that we just like, how did we end up there? So your story has always really intrigued me.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, after, you know, you've left the rehab, the reason we've called this talk is human, is because you decided to write a book and share your story.
Yeah, because after being in rehab, and after having worked a little bit with having been a bit recovered, like in recovery for 8 months, my desire was to I was sharing my life with in Alcoholics Anonymous, in Narcotics Anonymous, in Gamblers Anonymous, and I thought that's nice, you know, that's meaningful. Why not to do something else, you know? Why not to go a little bit farther, you know, like why not to do the same thing that you're doing here, like with 20 people, like you are sharing your life. Why not to do it in a book, and why not to share it with the world? And that's the how this started, you know. I'm a person that I like to share my ideas, and I like to talk, and I like to conversate, and I like to, you know, I'm like that. So it was like I had like this impression that it was not enough for me, like to go to meetings and even to work with in Step 1 UK, like sharing my experience with other clients. It was not enough, you know, like I had the urge, like I had to do it, you know, like I want to do it. And also it was something that it was meaningful for me, like just a kind of way I needed to do it. I needed to understand better myself, but I didn't want to understand myself in a way that I had to focus like only me, you know. I wanted to give like a kind of expression of my history, you know, in a kind of nice way. I didn't want to keep it in me like a bad memory. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to explain it like something true, but at the same time innocent. You know,
Yeah.
and also to the name of the book is Human, because it's not the name, that the title that I had at the beginning. At the beginning, it was different. You know, it was more related to the awakening part, if you remember.
Yeah.
But as when I was writing the book, I felt more human every time, and I felt, but because why I felt more human, because I realized that I was another one. You know, that my story was uh, just not so special. Things happen in my life, but you know, I was losing like this sense of heaviness, and this sense of you know of so much you know so much uh, that it troubled me really, you know, like and then seeing that I was only a human being, but that I was trying uh, to be just that it was only what I did in the past, and only what I wanted to do in the future to be a human being. It makes me realize, you know, how nice the world is in a way, because finally I got connected really to the world. You know, like I'm not special. That's good, but all the other people are special then. You know, because when you are special, the other are not special, and then you are in trouble. So it looks like it's nice to feel that you're special, but it's not, you know.
It's yeah, and I've watched you, you know, across the months and across. So I remember that you know you had some huge insights when you were actually even in the treatment center about humbleness and humility, and about you know what you desires and what you really needed, and 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 that you actually didn't need anything, and the biggest gift of not needing anything, and it was amazing because you know these things were just unfolding from
Yeah,
within you, and you know you started to see things for yourself. And it's so interesting because you had this nice time where you didn't need to rush anything. So you were allowed, if you like, to come around and wake up in your own time, you
yeah.
know, and that was a gift. I mean, I wish everybody in recovery would have that opportunity that you had, which was to fully commit to your recovery.
But it's a gift, but I'm but I could have choose to go to work really straight, you know. It's something that I feel that I had to do it that way, you know.
Mm, mm,
It's, if there is something that I have done right from the beginning, is that I have put my recovery first,
mhm.
and even before my kids, you know. That sounds really hard, but if you are not well, you cannot be well for anyone.
Yeah, sure.
Even for my children, that they are 3 year old and 6 year old. So, but I don't care, you know, because if if I'm not well, they don't need me in that way, you know. So I thought, why to start working, or why to start not when I was out of rehab. I was 3 months clean. I could have started working and making money, and you know, as an architect as I am, or anything, you know. But I thought, why to think about the future if your present is still not there, you know. Then you need to be well, you need more time, you know, like it's not enough even with 3 months, you know, like you have been focused on you 3 months, yeah, but you have been lived with addictions for more than 20 years, for
Yeah,
25 years. So you're not going to solve the problems of your life in 3 months, you know. You have to realize that you have lived with your tools, that my tools were gambling, alcohol, cocaine. You have lived with that all your life, you know. That's a big misunderstanding. So uh, if that happened, so the solution was not going to be easier. So just there was something else than leaving the addictions. I knew there was something, there was more, you know. And that's why I thought you need more time, man. You need more
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Need to give yourself a time of concentrate on your feelings, on yourself, to go to AA, to go to NA, to share and to be aware of what's going on, because
yeah.
just it didn't feel right, like to start again with my life. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, and I think what I love about you, you were open-minded, really. I don't know if when you first came in you felt that you were, but you fully took on, and I know that you love the fellowships and the meetings from the sort of 12-step program, and you sort of were open to listening to the 3 principles, and you were you were open to listen to everything that was offered. And you've made your own recovery from all of that, and I think that's quite incredible, because it served you really, really well.
Yeah, I
You
think, yeah, you're right. Maybe I always have been open-minded, uh, but I don't think I never apply it to myself. Like I thought I knew better, and I just I didn't have like a kind of attitude that I did it, that I so I always listen, because I like human beings, and I like to listen people, and I love the stories of people, and I like to listen properly. I care about them. I always have been like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I thought that I knew better, and then what they were explaining to me, it didn't relate to me, and that was the big change. That in rehab, and because I saw that for the first time, that the things that I did in the past, it didn't work for me. So that I had to be open-minded and listened, but more than that, I had to apply it. And that's the biggest change for me. Like to change your belief system, because to apply it, it means that you have to change everything, like to the things that you did. So you become really vulnerable, and you accept that you don't know, that you are open to learn. But when you accept that you don't know, really, uh, at the same time that you feel like a baby, uh, that's the beginning of really appreciate the world. It's like, because when you don't know, it's like there is a lot still that you can learn,
yeah,
and when you know, there is nothing to learn.
yeah.
So
So
then uh, there is why to live if there is nothing to learn. So uh, then since I changed that perspective of my life, that attitude, I try to be like this person that I don't know, because I feel that I don't know. Because there is so much to learn and so much to know, that why I'm in the I'm correct. Why I know better than anyone. I really don't feel that way anymore.
yeah, and that is I think becoming the sort of so humble, and realizing you said earlier, it doesn't stop. This learning, the deepening of our own understanding, just you know goes deeper and deeper, and it's infinite, and there's always something new and something fresh to see and learn about ourselves and about the world. And like there's something about, we hang back a bit more and see things differently. We just see it differently. It's not all about us. Like you say, I really see in addiction, people are really quite obsessed with themselves, and it's all about them, and it's that they're addicted to self in a lot.
Absolutely. That's the problem of human beings. I think when we don't see anything else that our thinking, we are self-obsessed about our thinking, because that is so poor.
Mm.
I got trapped there. My
Yeah,
my,
yeah, yeah,
my last years with cocaines, my world was so little. And I know, and then when it becomes really, really dark, You know, darkness is like it's everywhere. You know, you cannot see any kind of light, and then that's it. When you awaken and we just start, that's the opposite. You know, you're just it's like you are in a kind of box where like a closed box, you know, and you have like a light because you break the box, and then you want to break the box more, and then ray of lights are coming into the box, you know.
Mm.
You like it, you know, and then you break, and you
Yeah,
and,
it's
and because
that's
you just want to break, you to have more light, but first what happened that when you are in the dark, you are afraid of the light, you know, and then you want to keep yourself in the darkness because you are really living in fear. But when you see that light doesn't affect you, and that's the opposite, you know, it helps you, and it's what life is about, not being concentrated in yourself, being outside yourself, just everything changes, you know.
yeah, and
It,
that is you are like love and light, you know, and you live them from
well,
that
we
place.
all are, we all
Yeah.
are that, you know.
Mm.
And in AA, in the fellowships, we say that it's a we program because it's impossible to get well by yourself. But also humanity, it's a we program, you know. Like I don't know, like all of us, we are the same. And what is special about us, it's every one of us, but together, you know. And you learn about absolutely everyone, every human being, you know. And but if you are aware of, you know, if you want to listen, if you want to appreciate what the other one has to offer, and you can learn all the time, you know, all the time. You go outside, you go for a walk, and then you see how people are walking, and every one of us is walking differently. And if you see it, you appreciate maybe that you are not walking as well as the other, you know, and you can learn from that, you know. It's infinite, you know. It's like
Yeah, it is. It is, and I'm really so happy for you that you have come out. You have really got your act together. You know, you're on this path. But to have written a book and to actually be at the stage where you are now, you know, speaking with publishers, and I mean that is so exciting. And there's many a person has got a book written inside them, but actually getting that book into, you know, into book form
mhm.
is a big, you know, it's a big task. So well done to you, because I think it's great. I mean, I've had a sneaky little preview, and I've been honoured to have done that. And you know, it's a great book, and it's raw, and it's, you know, it's how you saw it at the time. And I'm sure
Yeah,
there'll be
well, you have been you have collaborated with me, and you have been essential in the book as well, you know, like and we have been working a lot, you know, a lot of hours, and really deep in what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it.
mm,
And we realized that I couldn't talk for anyone else than myself, because that was my truth.
yeah,
And with my view of things, I never gonna be wrong, you know. Just maybe I'm wrong, but it's the way I see things, you know. And then the book is an honest book. It's but the honesty has a lot of power, because honesty is real, you know. You are not faking, and when you do that, you can connect with people, and that's what I want.
yeah,
I want to connect. I don't care about anything else than connecting with people. And the only way to connect with people is to say who you are. And when you are saying who you are from your heart, maybe someone is going want to know who you are. You know, you are inviting people to know you. You don't want to do any kind of explanation about the world. You don't want to just you want to you know to want to invite people to have a, you know, to know you, and that's it.
and that's all you ever have to do is be authentic. just, you know, be you, with the understanding that you realize, which I know that you have seen, that it looks real and true to you, and something totally different can look real and true to another human being. And I mean, that's, for me, is incredible when we get to see that it really looks true to me, and it can really look different, but that still looks true to you. So we're amazing that we can create this story of how it looks from the inside out. We get to make something up that looks and feels real and true.
Yeah.
And yet we know we can all be in the same situation, and somebody else's version of the story is a completely different experience.
It's magic when you see it like a game, in my opinion. When you see life like a game, it's magic, you know, like, but when you take it very seriously, as I have done for a lot of years, and you think that it's so real that it cannot be like in a different way, and then why it's happening in a different way, you know, that you and then it affects you so much, you know, like the different kind of views of people, like why my mother, or why my wife, or why they are seeing it differently, you know, they hate me or they don't love me, you know.
Yeah.
Then you are in trouble, you know. You don't enjoy life. But when you see that it's just the way that we see things, and that's it. But that's, even now, you know, it's something that it's not easy, you know, like, because I think we want to connect so much that at least it happens to me that when I don't connect in the like 100%, I can get mad, you know, like.
And that's because you're human, so you've still got these human experiences of getting frustrated and getting mad, and I think, you know, they're all part of the experience as well. But we've mentioned connection quite a lot on this call, and the last call I had was with Amir, and he talks about connection being the ultimate healer. But the way I see it is, we can't not be connected in the oneness of life. You know, the only thing that makes us feel like we're not connected is our own thinking that we're not. Well, at a deeper level, we're all connected. It's not possible for us to be unconnected, but it feels like we're not connected.
Well, yeah, we are. When you are an addict, you are disconnected. You know, you choose to be disconnected, and you choose to be disconnected because you are fear, and yeah. So you fight against against this connection, you know. Yeah. So you are right that there is no possibility of not being connected to live this life. But this connection can, you know, you can enjoy it, or you can really fear that connection. You know, what happened to addicts, really, that we don't want to be connected, and we want to be isolated, and in any way.
And it's all an illusion, you know. It's all a big something that a total misunderstanding. It really just is a misunderstanding that we don't know where our feelings truly come from, and so we make up stuff, and sometimes we get it right and sometimes we get it wrong. But when we get to see how it really works, it's like, oh my goodness, we've complicated our lives so much innocently.
Speaking out my story, for me, that was the change, you know, like to be able to recover. First, I had to see that what the people that I care of my life at that moment, that was my mother, that was my girlfriend, and my ex-wife, that they were not connected to me. That because I felt her suffering so deep in me that I thought it belonged to me, you know. So when you were talking to me all this the first month that I was in rehab, and I finally saw that it was really not my suffering, you know. So it was like a really just a change, you know, like in perception, like you know, I didn't feel it that way at that time. I felt that it was that because I always thought that when if I care for someone and if the other person suffers, I had to suffer. That was my belief. That was how I understood love, you know, because if she was if my wife, for example, was not well, how I can be well, you know, like and that's why I just it was like finally I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. And when I saw that it was not my responsibility, you know, and if the other person was in a process, I had to let the person do the process, and then I had just that the emotions that I had they didn't come from them, they came from me, and that they didn't have any power really to affect any of my emotions. When I really understood that, it's not that I felt that, I understood that, you know. It's different.
Yeah.
But when I understood that, I, I thought, well, now you have a path, you know. Now you really can because then I thought, well, then I'm independent, and
It's freedom.
if I'm independent, I can work on my recovery, you
Mm,
know.
mm.
Until I understood that, I didn't find any sense of doing my recovery because I thought, well, we have to do it together, you know. That's the reason why I brought my wife and what I brought my girlfriend to recovery, because I thought we had to do it together, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So my independence and my freedom came from understanding that really nothing can affect me, you know. And after that, yeah, after that, everything has come, and now, and you know, I share with you inside the rehab that I thought that we don't really that we are no need people, you know, like we really don't need absolutely anything to live. And I have lived through that principle, you know, to be a no need man, you know. And I really believe that, you know. I don't think we even need love, human beings, you know. That's my opinion, but I don't think we need anything, you
And
know.
it's funny because we are love, we don't need it. Even the song, you know, all you need is love. I remember one day waking up going, that's not true.
Yeah,
Like we are love, so we don't need it. We don't need anything that we already are.
exactly.
So we are connected, we are love, we are resilient, we are peace. We are all of that stuff without the thinking that we're not that. I mean, it is very liberating. And
It's
that word, it's
yeah,
freedom, it's independent. It wipes out codependency of any kind.
of any kind. But even when you think I need my mobile phone because I need to speak with someone, no, you don't need it. You know, you can if you want, you keep your mobile phone there for 6 hours, and you will see that nothing happens. You know, or that you need to travel because you need more time for you. No, you don't need it. You will see that you don't need it. You know.
It's interesting when you play around. We always say, play with it.
No, but always we think that we need a lot of things to be happy and to be well,
Mm-hmm.
but we think and that's it, you know. Like
So we are whatever we think we are,
no,
and
but
that is it. We are whatever we think we are. You
that's
know?
it exactly.
Yeah.
So if you think that you're gonna need to travel, you're gonna you're gonna think that you need to travel, but you don't need to travel, you know. So you are just a conscious, and you're a consciousness, and that just it's nothing else than that. And then that's so simple that just it gives you everything, because then from there you can build absolutely everything, because nothing really is so damaging. Because but before that, everything was scary, damaging, fear. But from that point, then you see that you really can, well, at least I see that I can live with so little. I'm happy. I'm just, of course, I'm not happy some days because things happen in my life, but it's really liberating that I see that I don't need absolutely anything to have a normal and decent and good day.
Wow. And that is like music to my ears. Miguel, thank you so much for being part of the 1990 series.
To you
and I wish you and your family and everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. I can see a lovely Christmas tree there in the background.
I did it with my kids.
Oh, it's so nice. And they've got their daddy back, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think I'm well, not back. I think I'm for them for the first time, like real present for them for the first time in their lives. And yeah, my way of being it's good for everyone, for my kids especially, of course.
Well, that's the only present anybody needs at Christmas is presents. As in our loving presents.
That's a good sentence.
Yeah, that's all it's the presents we want, not the presents, but they're fun too. So we'll send a few of them. Miguel, lots of love to you. I really look forward to reading the book in English, and I'm so delighted that you're going to join me at the 3 Principles Recovery and Addiction Conference in Minnesota next May. So that would be amazing.
To be part of all this and being in your life and having speaking with you. So
yeah, well, let's stay in the conversation.
Okay.
Lots of love to you and love to everybody. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.